Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. What's up guys, it's Eric with Fight City Gym Talk. Here I am, I'm gonna show you guys how to wrap your hands. Some things you're gonna need. There's two ways to do it. I like to do it with the power pad right here. So here we go, this is the pad. You're gonna make it out of some gauze. This is just a regular gauze that you would use in like a regular fight. I just take that, I wrap it around my hands a few times and make a pad like this. Then I take that pad with some tape and I end up making this pad. You notice what I've done is I've just kind of put that hard fight athletic tape around it. It's about 1/2 inch thick. With time it'll get beat down to about 1/4 inch thick. That's totally fine. The other thing you're gonna need, wraps guys. Get the good ones. 180 is what you want. They sell 120, they sell, I forget some other one, but 180 is what you want. Also, with a little bit of stretch. Some wraps are like canvas straps, there's no stretch at all. And some wraps are like really elasticy. You want just these ones. They're just a little bit of stretch. I love these kind. Now, to each their own, there's a lot of different ways to wrap, there's a lot of different personal preferences. I like starting on my pinky. When I start on my pinky like this, I go a couple around the wrist. Now I'm gonna come up a couple around the hand. So real simple, I've put a couple around the wrist, a couple around the hand. Now I'm gonna go back down to my wrist. So with me being back down on my wrist, when I come up through my hand, now I can put my power pad in. This helps you get max punching power from my power pad. For short, we'll just call it the maxi pad. So, now that we got the pad in, we'll pull it back over our knuckles, just like so. I'll go between each finger, making sure that gets set up right. And you notice when I go between my fingers, I go around my wrist again. So I went between my fingers, around my wrist, between my fingers, around my wrist, between my fingers, around my wrist. Meanwhile, getting that power pad stuck right there in place. So now that I got that done, I gotta make it look good, feel good. Not too tight, not too loose. If it's too loose, it'll be loosey-goosey, falling apart all over the place. I've come back over my hand. I'm gonna make an X from my wrist, from my hand, down to my wrist, back up to my hand. See that X right there? I'll try to get that a couple times, depending on how much strap I have left. For big guys, this pad is awesome because you can use a lot of your wrap down on your wrist. And so I can take this remainder here and really make sure that my wrist is secure, tight, and not going anywhere. Okay. That's it. So like I said, that's how you can do it with the power pad, okay? Now, 90% of the time, I don't do it like this. Most of the time. Oh, sorry about the sneeze. Okay. Now I'm gonna do it without the pad in it. Most of the time, I just do it this way, just the 180 inch wrap. Once again, I start on my pinky. A lot of people start on their thumb, that's fine. The thing about the pinky, you'll notice it hides in there, you'll never see it again. If it's on your thumb, it gets loosey, it's all over the place, and it comes unraveled. That's why I like it on the pinky. Same concept. This one's gonna be, of course, a lot easier, a lot faster since I don't have the pad in. So I've got around my wrist, I've come up here around my hand. I'm going back down around my wrist. Now here's the thing, once we're here, I'm gonna come up between my fingers and then back around my wrist. Up between my fingers, back down around my wrist. Last one, between my fingers. Man, it's all twisty. back down around my wrist. Okay, usually if you're standing up, it's easy to get those twists out of it. Here I am sitting, I'm not letting it hang and dangle, and so the twists are just coming on like crazy. Okay, so here we go. We've gone through the fingers, around the wrist, through the fingers, around the wrist. They're all going the same way. That will eventually come unraveled. So what I'm gonna do here, just like so, I go down to my wrist, I come back up to my hand, I've kind of got that X thing going on right there. Back to my wrist, back to my hand, back down to my wrist. Finish strong on your wrist, guys. The wrist is probably the most important thing. If you injure your wrist, it's super dangerous and it may not heal back right ever. If you mess up, break your hand, bones heal. But these tiny bones in your wrist, they don't heal right. So you want to make sure that you get a lot of wrist support. So what you're afraid of is that collapsing over right there. If it hits and you've got some stability, doesn't let you go very far over, you're fine. Like I say, if you've been taught right, you hit, everything's in a straight line. Everything's in a straight line right there. So that's going to take a lot of pressure off your hand and off your wrist and put it right back into your arm where all that power should be coming from anyway. So there's two different ways to wrap. You notice I left the thumbs out. A lot of people wrap their thumbs in. I don't. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means it's different. So there's one with the pad in it, one without the pad. Most of the time I go with this one, but if you've got the time, if I'm going to another gym, I'm going to spar hard, I'll put this one on. Any questions, comments, concerns? Leave them. Don't forget to like and subscribe.